What's going on, everyone? How are you guys doing? I hope everything is going great for you guys. Welcome back to Jade's Plants and Bonsai. For today's video, we have a little bit of an update on our two dwarf jades that we revived a few months back. They are growing extremely well right now, and if you watched our previous video we made on them, then you'll know the full journey that they went on to get to this point. But just to give some brief history to anyone who hasn't watched that video, pretty much these plants started in a batch of other Portulacaria afras or dwarf jades that I got almost a year ago now, and they were definitely the weaklings of that group. When I first separated all the plants, these two looked pretty much like sticks and they only had maybe 2 or 3 roots. It wasn't looking too good for them and I wasn't even sure if they were going to make it, but slowly over time they did regain life and they are now at this point, so you can see they're still doing very well and they have survived. So now that we've gone over the history of these plants, let's go ahead and see how much they've grown. But before that, let's go ahead and get a quick hydration break going. Make sure you guys are drinking plenty of water, especially now that it's summer. It's very hot where I live. It's pretty much in the 110s now, so definitely need to get some water going. So cheers, gamers. So we'll go ahead and start out with the bigger plant of the two. As you can see, this plant is extremely leggy, and the plans for today are to actually give both of these plants their very first prunings. As I'm sure you can tell, we have a great amount of growth going pretty much all around the plant. I would like to get some more growth coming out from the left side because most of the growth is kind of on the right side, but that'll just take time and I'm sure we'll get it eventually. Let's go ahead and just quickly give this plant a little bit of a prune. It is getting extremely leggy right now, which is a good sign showing that it is nice and healthy, but it's just way too tall and kind of getting out of hand, so let's trim it back. Alright guys, so here is what we are looking at after giving our first plant its very first pruning. You can see it is definitely not as leggy anymore, but at this moment it is not going to look like a tree. We are simply just pruning to really develop these branches because this is a very young tree. But yeah, that should really help in having it branch out and create a bunch of new branches, especially because this tree is very healthy, so it should grow very nicely. So now that we've done our first plant, let's go ahead and move on to our second plant. Here we are with plant number 2, or the smaller of the two plants, and when we first checked back up on this plant, it had some growth, but definitely not as much as it does now. So this one is also doing very well, which I am very happy about. Again, this one is also getting very leggy and very tall, so we're definitely going to want to cut this one back as well to, again, just get some branch development. So let's get in here and let's start chopping away, my gamers. We are now done with our second plant. Here's what it is looking like. This one definitely doesn't have as much growth as the last one, but it is still growing very nicely, which is very exciting. And And now that we've given these plants their first pruning, the growth is pretty much going to double, which is exactly what we want when we're developing these branches. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, that's pretty much exactly what we're going for here. That's the goal. Now that we have our plants all nice and trimmed up, let's go ahead and talk about the future plans for these guys. And so as of right now, these plants are in extremely fast draining soil. And so I'm thinking maybe next spring I'm going to repot them into something that'll retain a little bit more water but will still be fast draining. It's just too fast draining to the point where the leaves aren't able to plump up like they should. They're not extremely thin, but they could definitely be a bit more plump. And clearly it really hasn't affected the growth too much. They are still growing very well. But I think if they had a little bit more water retention, they would probably enjoy that a little bit more. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for the future of these plants. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys these plants' progressions from when they first started out to where they are now. So, let's go. Alright my gamers, so that is going to conclude our video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Let me know if you guys liked it or if you didn't. You guys know the deal by now. And also thank you guys for all your support on that last video. That video is doing very well and I really appreciate all of you guys' support, so thank you very much. I hope I've inspired anyone who doesn't have a plant to go ahead and get a plant. It'll change your life. It is awesome. They are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you for stopping by on this video. And that's pretty much it, my gamers. And yeah, guys, it is getting extremely hot now. It is actually in like the 110s every day, which is crazy. But, you know, I'm out here holding it down for you guys. We'll make it through. We do it every year. We got this. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.